Florida Congressman Mike Waltz, member of the House Armed Services Committee and a combat veteran himself. Congressman, first of all, thank you for your service to this nation. But this revelation by the Washington Examiner in this GOP memo in the Senate saying that almost none of the 82,000 people were vetted. I mean, come on. That's exactly the opposite of what the president and Secretary Mayorkas, by the way, had promised us.
Yeah, Jason, look, you know I've been one of the strongest and loudest voices that we had to take care of our allies, we had to get Americans out, and we had to stand with those who stood with us for so many years to defend our flag. But, you know, here is just one more incident where the Biden administration completely botched this entire thing. There were many of us, Republican and Democrat, veterans, back in April, as soon as he made this announcement saying you have to start the evacuation now and you have to get these people to third countries like Guam or third-party locations where you can do a thorough and proper vetting, where you can buy time, get them to safety, but then do the vetting and get the right people. Now we found out that on the one hand, they want to say, well, losing this war after so many years was a strategic failure, but the evacuation was a big tactical success. Now we're finding not even that was a success. They didn't get the right people out. And I think what has me and so many others so upset is there's still so many of the SIVs still there. There's American citizens, green card holders, legal permanent residents, and so many at-risk Afghans that truly did stand with us. They're still there, and they got the wrong people out, and now they've lied to us about the vetting process. They shortened it, they truncated it, because they wanted this whole thing to go away.
Well, and then they just started dispersing people into the homeland. Look, there are some legitimate people who were great help to the United States military, and them and those families should be well taken care of. But the vetting, the way it's supposed to look like, was not even close to the way it could have been done. They could have done it months in advance to start if they knew they were taking them out. But that's not what's going on here, Congressman.
No, it's not. And we have to make the distinction. There is some screening going on, and this is kind of the wordsmithing that the Biden administration is playing games with here. There is some very basic screening where you're running people's names and identities and fingerprints against our databases. But this thing was so chaotic. It was such a mess. A lot of them had no IDs. They're very incomplete Afghan documents. And rather than slowing down and doing the right thing and extending the process, doing personal interviews and doing what needed to be done, they actually, according to this memo and the sources behind it, ordered the Defense Department and DHS to just truncate the whole thing and just let people get through. Because again, I think they wanted out of sight, out of mind. Let's get this off the headlines so they can move to, you know, their Build Back Better, their socialist agenda, and things they really wanted to be focused on. It's scary. But I agree, Jason. Most of these people they're great people who wanted a better life, and they were relatives of those who stood with us. But it only takes a few to get through.
But those
and let's not even talk about the 5,000 that got out of hardened terrorists that were let out of Bagram with a wide open southern border. I mean, this thing is a total mess.
Yeah, no, we could have clearly had fingerprints of those who had helped us as translators and whatnot. Congressman, thanks for being on top of it, and thanks for joining us on the Ingraham Angle. We do appreciate it.